All right, Algebra 2, here we are in your game plan. 2-1 to 2-4. We are at the bottom of page 2 here. I'm going to do number 3 with you. So a large game plan in terms of the number of pages, but not too large in terms of the number of questions that we have. Making a mapping diagram. So we have 0 for an x, 1 for an x, 2 for an x. We have 2 for a y, 3 for a y, and 4 for a y. We just write the unique y's. And what I do is 0 is mapped with 2. 0 goes with 2. 1 goes with 3, and 2 goes with 4. We did that in notes. If you were here, it's a mapping diagram. X's are mapped with the y's. That is a 1-to-1 function. So on number 5, determine whether or not each relation is a function. Remember, we were looking for those cheating boys or that duplicate x. Do I see the same x twice? 5, 3, -2, 0. It is a function, no duplicate x. Whereas 3, -2, 4, 3, I saw the same x twice. Not a function. Not a function. Duplicate x, not a function. All right, so let's then go to the next page here, page 4. Okay, we've done a lot of these in class. See, this is one page, but only has really 2 questions. Now, granted, there's a lot involved in here. So f of 1 would be 8 minus 5 times 1, which is 8 minus 5, a -3. F of 5 is 8 minus 5 times 5, 8 minus 25, which is a -17. F of -3, can you see that, is an 8 minus 5 times a -3, which is an 8 plus 15, 23. And what else we got here? Oh, f of 0. It's got to be 8. Plug x, 0 in for x, you're left with the constant. It is 8. That is it on page 4, and we are a moving and a grooving in this one here. That's it for page 4. Now, after 4, one would expect 5, but it's page A is the next one. Hashtag game time. Let's do 3 together. Okay, this was the first section that everybody did together. Everybody did either on Monday or Tuesday. So what does it say here? State the domain and range. You're going to put the x's in order from least to greatest, which they are. -16, -9, -4, 4, 9, and 16. The domain. Now we're going to put the range, which are the y's, in order from least to greatest. They are not. The range is just 2, 3, 4. All right, 2, 3, 4. We see the same y value a few times. Given the order of pairs, make a mapping diagram. Let's do that for number 5. You don't have to comment on whether or not it is a function. -2, 2, 4, and 6. Those are all different x values. You don't have to put them in order, though they are in order. Then -4, -7, 8, and 11. What do we got here? -2 goes with -4, 2 goes with -7, 4 with 8, and 6 with 11. 1-to-1 function there. Let's go to page B, the next one. Let's look at number 8. All right, number 8. So first off, write the ordered pairs. That is -2 being mapped with 4, -1 being mapped with 1, 0 being mapped with 0, 1 being mapped with 1, and 2 being mapped to 4. Only 1 arrow is coming from each x value. There's no cheating board there. It is a function. It's not 1-to-1, but it is a function. All right, so let's take a look at number 11. Take a look at number 11. Write the ordered pairs. -3 clearly goes with -4. -1 goes with -8. 2 goes with 9. And 6 goes with 2. This is another function. This is a one-to-one function. So this is great. Is a function. There's no, you don't have two arrows coming from the same x. No duplicate x, no cheating boy, however you want to think of it. Let's go to the next page. Take a look at 13 and 14. So number 13. F of, what did I mean for that? I think it's supposed to be f of -1. All right, so -1 squared minus 5 times -1. When you square negative, it's a positive. -5 times -1 is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. Then we have 2 squared minus 5 times 2. We have 4 minus 10, which is a -6. All right. Let's take a look at 19 and 22 to finish this. Number 19, f of -2 is going to be 15 minus 6 times a -2, which is 15 plus 12, 27. Again, pause there. F of 3, 15 minus 6 times 3, 15 minus 18, which is a -3. All right, let's go to page 5 now, finally. Let's go to page 5. Number 3 is one we would have done in class. So if you've done that, you can skip over this one real quick. If not, so the y-intercept is looking right at you. The y-intercept is when x is 0. The y-intercept is y is a -8. The x-intercept is when y is 0. So instead of writing y, you're going to write 0 equals 2x minus 8. 8 is equal to 2x, and you solve for x. X is 4. So that's number 5. Number 6. Write the equation of the line that passes through those 2 points. Yes, we did 6 in class. So we're going to find the slope first. This one had a fraction. I always do the bigger y minus the smaller y. So because I started there, it's going to then be -3 minus 2. So this is 3 over -5, -3/5. So y equals a -3/5 x plus b. Therefore, I'm going to plug in 2, 5. Not a great one here. I don't have a multiple of 5 for an x to plug in. 5 is the y value, so unfortunately, don't get too excited there. So -3/5 times 2 plus b. So -3 times 2 is a -6 over 5 plus b. Instead of writing 5, I'm going to rewrite 5 as something divided by 5. I'm just going to take that 5, multiply it by that denominator 5, and it's 25 over 5. Therefore, when I add, now I can add 6 over 5 to 25 over 5 pretty easily. B is 31 over 5. So y is a -3/5 x plus 31 over 5. All right. That's page 6, and you would think after 6 comes 7, but it's 8. Let's look at 8, example 2 here. We're graphing something in standard form. So if you're watching this on Friday, this is ahead of the game. I'm going to use what's called the cover-up method. First off, that's x and y. We're in standard form here. 5x is equal to a negative 2. If you let y be 0, you have 5x is a negative 2. X is a negative 2, so on the x-axis, put a dot there. Then you have a negative 2y, if you let x be 0. Negative 2y equals negative 10. Y is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 points, determine a line. That is my line. Standard form. Then, let's go to page 9. And we'll talk about this all three forms question on page 10. And I think that will be good. That'll be roughly halfway through on this one. So page 9, number 4. Write in point slope form the equation of the line through those points. So point slope form first requires you to know what the slope is. So m is 5 minus a negative 1 over 1 minus 4. All right, so 6 over a negative 3, which is a negative 2. Now, point slope form says, let me use this one first. I'm going to write it 2 different ways. It says y minus the y value is equal to the slope times x minus the x value. Or, if you wanted the other one, or you could use that ordered pair. And you could say y minus the y value is equal to the slope times x minus the x value. All right, it doesn't matter. You could have 2 different answers here. Either or. All you got to do is distribute, add the 5 over, subtract the 1, and you'll get the same equation in slope-intercept form, what y equals negative 2x plus 7. Same line, believe it or not. All right, I'm going to end here with your first video for this chapter on page 10. Page 10, example 2. Page 10, example 2, write the equation of the line which passes through those 2 points in all 3 forms. All 3 forms. First one, we're going to work with this point slope form. Got to find the slope. This is the ultimate problem. Negative 1 minus a negative 4 divided by 3 minus a negative 3, which is equal to 3 over 6. It's 1/2. Oh, no. I'm going to have some fractions. Pick a point to work with. I'm going to work with that. So point slope form, PS, my first one, would be y minus the y value is equal to the slope times x minus the x value. So I'm going to move that down here. Y plus 1 is equal to 1/2 x minus 3. That is point slope form. Highlight it. Then it's going to be slope-intercept form. Now use what I have in point slope form here, and what you're going to do is you're going to distribute 1/2. All right, so y plus 1 is a 1/2 x minus 3 over 2. Doesn't look great, but it is what it is. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. Now when I subtract 1, I'm really subtracting 2 over 2. All right, because if I want to subtract 1 from 3 over 2, I need the same denominator. So it's really negative 5 over 2 on the other side. Now, that is slope-intercept form. It's probably the hardest one you'll see of this kind. And then standard form, they can be pretty quick. They can be a little bit long here. Standard form, you're going to move the x over. Negative 1/2 x plus y is equal to a negative 5 over 2. As we'll learn, in standard form, you can't have any fractions on x and y. And x has got to be positive. So 2 uh-ohs, you're going to multiply by a negative 2 to get rid of that 2 and that negative. You'll be left with x minus 2y is a positive 5. Perfect standard form. Now we'll talk more about that, obviously, in class. But this video is a good start for you here. Yak Math Videos signing out.